I'm an artist and also work at Lancaster University, where I'm Director of Study for the School of Fine Art, and I also teach drawing and sculpture. As an artist, I make works on paper that are probably somewhere between drawing and sculpture. So they're probably drawings, but they use like sculptural presets like light and shadow and space and so on. And I'm really interested in the kind of immaterial and invisible. So even when something is like really immaterial or invisible, it has a materiality and this can act really powerfully on us. So I guess as an overarching view, that's what I'm interested in. I've been thinking about very much that space inside the paper and making works which are sandwiched between, because no matter how thin the space is, there's always some kind of space there. So drawings which have maybe space cut out of them, which you could, say, put your hand right through, or drawings which have, say, pigment sandwiched inside the paper. So give a sense of something being kind of trapped. I'm currently making new work called Emergency, which is all about glacial archaeology that's emerging high in the Alps as a result of kind of ice melt. And what I find really compelling about these objects is they are obviously really rare and valuable, but they're only emerging through the result of loss. And I was really interested in how sculptural processes of inversion, like casting, how we take molds, and how we can think about that space between the absent and presence, both in drawing and sculpture. And was there a way of thinking about making kind of objects which could talk about what emerges and what disappears, this kind of absence and presence. So that's what I've been working on while I've been here. And the different, it's interesting how just moving the paper surface creates a suggestion of all different forms. So one of the things that they have in the Sculpture Research Library is artist files on different artists. So these are kind of clippings and materials related to different artists. And this is a file on Helen Chadwick. So there's all kinds of excerpts from newspaper articles, auction sales. That's one of the piss flowers there. This is how I work in a library. I kind of read and I make notes on what I'm reading. But I also draw or forms that I'm thinking about the space of objects, or things might come into my head of work that I might be able to make. These are early notes about how light passes through things or might get bent to cast shapes. So, so the work is, it's a mixture of kind of drawing and note-taking on the books as well. It would be absolutely invaluable for any undergraduate student who's writing their dissertation, even broadly related to sculpture. There's just, they might be interested in particular artists or just ideas in sculpture, and just as a starting point to try and maybe refine some of those ideas or access catalogues or materials that they can't get in their university libraries. So I think that's really important. It's a really lovely space to work, very calm.